Hello and welcome to Teaching My Cat to Read, the very serious book review podcast. I'm Eli.
I'm Em.
And I'm Lottie. And this week we're discussing everything about Series 3 because it's our planning episode. Yay! Jingle, jingle, jingle.
I am calling this meeting of the Wizard Council to order.
When shall we three meet again?
Yeah.
I have to warn you guys, I am zombie Eli. I have just got back from doing a conference and it was great and I had a lot of fun. But boy howdy, my last brain cell is it's bouncing around the inside of my skull like Pong.
This is okay.
I take it easy. The easiest planning episode.
You know those screensavers you get where it's like the logo of the TV and it's bouncing around the four walls of the TV and you're waiting till it hits the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the inside of my head right now. So
That's okay.
bear that in mind.
Okay, we'll go easy on you. We'll make this the least complicated, goofy planning episode ever. I say, we are gathered here today to in acknowledgement of the fact that our darling Gothmog, light of our light, queen of our hearts,
Shredder of carpets,
still doesn't know how to f***ing read. So, yes, we need to find some more books to induce her to be more, what's the word? So you're not the only one without a brain cell today, Eli. My whole knowledge of, actual words.
Well read.
Yes. You know,
a cat of many talents, and
we need to inspire her to greater work ethic with regards to becoming literate. Why when I'm sleepy and stupid am I like I will just do as many polysyllabic words as possible?
We need to continue to inspire her to put effort into these lessons, which we are recording with the sole purpose, of course, of teaching our cat to read.
Yes, exactly. if you are new to the podcast, that is the basic story behind why we're called Teaching My Cat to Read. Because we started the chats, and then the cat would interrupt them, as if she was learning how to read,
or just absorbing. I think she's more absorbing the secrets of the book through the belly fluff that she's like propped on top of them. I think that's
exactly.
She doesn't read with her eyes. She reads by absorbing through the fluff.
Yeah. Basically. And so each episode of the series and the previous series, we pick a book and we will discuss it with funny questions. The questions tend to stay the same and the questions tend to be silly and not serious, which makes it more fun.
Basically, we unleash our collective ADHD upon everybody who listens to this.
The collective neurodiversity. And we have lots of different genres. And typically we have a long list that we start with.
It's long. It's so long. It's the longest list that any human being has ever seen in their whole lives. It's a book in its own right.
It is. We've whittled it down. And I think by the time this episode will go out, there is a blog post with our sort of shorter long list, for want of a better word.
The medium list.
The medium list, from which we shall choose more books. And we thought, why not record our planning of Series 3, which is basically what this episode is. So, I think we should get planning. The first books I think we should choose are those that are the continuation of series that we've done before. So we've done Austen before, we've done Gothics before, we've done Sanderson before, Pratchett and Discworld.
We're running out of Austen.
Oh, and Sherlock as well. So from Austen, I think we've got left Mansfield Park and Emma.
And then there's the unfinished one.
I mean, if we could do the unfinished ones, I wanted to do like Sanditon or like, I don't know, I never got on with them. I did try, because I'm a nerd. I did try and read some of the earlier sort of unpublished stuff, and I was just sort of like, all right, I see why this didn't get published, if I'm honest. Which feels mean to say. Sorry, Jane.
No shade, but...
But yeah, I mean, I'm leaning towards Emma for this one, because Eli and I watched the new adaptation. I was going to say fairly recently, but it was like last year at this point.
It's also not that new anymore.
What is time?
Distressingly, time keeps passing.
How
we watched
dare.
the one that was like, was it 2020? Was it as long ago as that?
Oh, it might have been.
Given that we are now in the cursed year of the Christian counting 2023.
Yeah, it was that long ago. But I mean, I think that would be a good one because it's A, got an adaptation, so we can chat about that, and B, it's another Austen that we can tick off the list. And it's also, I think, complements the other Austens that we've read. So we'll add Emma. I'll add it to the list, the proverbial list.
I make clicky-clacky typing noises in front of my microphone.
Exactly.
To lend verisimilitude to this whole endeavour.
So we've read all of the Old Kingdom trilogy, the original trilogy. Do we want to keep going?
I mean, I'd be down with that. Although I'm not that interested in the, like, I don't know, what's the newest one? Terciel and Eleanor or something? Because that one's about, like, Sabriel's dad, whom I hate. So I'm sort of like, why am I reading your book?
No.
I do want to put in a good word for Nicholas Sayer in The Creature in the Case, because it is the only Garth Nix book in which Nicholas Sayer is at all likable, and I feel like that's got some tasty podcast value to it.
Yeah,
I think that could be fun.
There's also The Keys to the Kingdom, which I think are a bit more like young adult.
I never actually finished it.
I read some of them as a kid. The Mr. Monday, Grim Tuesday, and so on series.
I think they got a bit samey after a while, didn't they? It was kind of like, for the first three, it was sort of like, oh, this is a fun goof. And then, like, it's like, oh, this is a bit predictable now.
That may be why I don't remember them very well. Or it may also be because my school library didn't have
I remember there being a giant bear.
Yeah.
There was a sentient will and a giant bear, and you could be eaten by nothingness? Maybe?
Huh.
I might be confusing that with the Tomorrow Pierce.
Ones. Did I read this?
Isn't that in, like, a thing in the last bits of Supernatural? There's, like, the void or the nothingness or whatever it was called.
Listen, are you suggesting, Eli, that perhaps the Supernatural writers aren't original? Are you suggesting that they may have used ideas that have been lying around?
Existed? Am I suggesting that perhaps there's nothing new under the sun? Surely not. I'm down to do The Creature in the Case.
Yeah.
Because I like that universe. We've talked about it at length. I like it very much.
Yes, it's a good time.
What else series-wise? Pratchett, Discworld.
Well, we have so many Pratchetts to do.
So many. I've read more now. It's a good time.
It's such a good time. The conference I just got back from, I was talking with some people about, like, Discworld and Pratchett and Good Omens and all that good shit.
Yeah.
And it made me so excited that we're back recording.
I think, what have I read so far? So I've read Guards. I've read Reaper Man,
which is amazing.
The Star of the Witches. I think I've done the first two Witches now as well.
Nice.
Is that Weird Sisters or Witches Abroad? Which one is that?
I think both of them. I think Weird Sisters.
So
and Witches
Weird
Abroad.
Sisters is the first one because it's like after Weird Sisters they go on holiday.
Oh, and it's Witches Abroad. I haven't read those in so long.
It is fun, but I would say I think Guards because dragons and cat like dragons.
This is true.
And therefore the integrity of the cat rating. And if you're new and thinking WTF is the cat rating, at the end of every episode we have a guess of what our cat would think of this book. And therefore if there's cat or cat-like creatures in the book, it tends to make it a lot more fun.
Of course, we can't actually ask her.
Obviously, because she can't read them herself to give a rating herself.
So we have to give it for her.
I think if we did like a sort of Ouija board situation where we asked her to like push something towards a number,
she wouldn't do it.
No, she's not really.
You know this in your soul.
I do. Like she doesn't. She's not really a push things off things cat.
No, she is a I will slap the shit out of something if I want your attention or you're doing something I don't like. For example, trying to set up to record for a podcast and moving lots of wires around. And
actually, this is a benefit of being at my parents'. Is Wookie couldn't care less about me setting up to record a podcast. She is fast asleep on the sofa downstairs right now.
Bless her.
See, this is the difference. She's a good girl. Gothmog is.
Is she?
Oh, Gothmog's a good girl too, but she's also a bad and naughty creature.
It's chaotic good.
Yeah.
A chaotic.
I was considering letting her back into my room after I got set up, just so she could possibly provide an extra brain cell into this process of me trying to say
more
things.
input. Yeah.
Say on the level of Gothmog being bad and naughty and Wookie being good, has Gothmog ever tried to eat concrete?
She hasn't been given the opportunity. I feel like we can't hold that against her.
Okay. So I feel like that should weigh in the balance. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Wookie
Pratchett
does eat things that mammals should not eat.
Yeah.
I'm not sure anything should eat concrete. I'm sure there's microbes. that eat concrete. But
one day there will be microbes. There will be concrete eating microbes, and they will bring our kingdoms low. Tower of Babel style. Anyway, we are so far off the point. I was going to
back on course, back on track. Practice.
Guards. Let's read some Guards. I like it.
Guards.
It's got my boy Vimes. It's got my beloved Sybil, and of course dragons.
Yeah,
and it's a good time.
Yeah,
there's so much Discworld that we still have ahead of us, and I'm very excited.
I think it's nice to do some. I do like a crime novel, and I think we can talk about which other crime novels we're going to do, but I think it's fun. It's fun to compare the It's a good candidate for what would Benoit Blanc have done in this situation.
I think we definitely need to do that.
Yes.
I think for crime novels, I think more another Agatha Christie and another Sherlock.
I would like to do some Dorothy L. Sayers at some point. I'm gonna get you guys on the Lord Peter Wimsey eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we did Murder on the Orient Express last time. Our last Agatha Christie. We could do Death on the Nile because we did watch the adaptation, didn't we? And then they made another one.
Adaptations, yeah. And it's
I have not seen the new adaptation.
Ooh, I have seen the new adaptation. I'm looking forward to your response.
Interesting.
Which is not ominous in any way.
One of a few things. I'm going to love it. I'm going to hate it. I'm going to be extremely angry. I don't know. I'll have to watch it after I've read the book though to have a proper opinion, I think. Which
is more restrained than I was because I just did get bored one evening and was like, what if I watched Death on the Nile?
Thinking of things that have adaptations, we've also done Shakespeare each of our previous seasons. And that's a thing where I actually will watch the adaptation and then read the play.
I must admit, I don't always read the play.
I'm small-brained and I can't just read the play and get a sense of what's going on.
I need to watch it.
Yeah.
It's weird. I think there's some plays I can, and I read them first and I was like, like Merchant of Venice I went straight through. But yeah, some of them I'm just like, I can't picture this. This makes no goddamn sense.
Much Ado I can read. But I did it for GCSE, so I feel like that's probably
that kind
giving me an edge there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I think I'm pretty sure Hamlet. I didn't do it for GCSE.
No, I didn't.
I don't think I've actually seen an adaptation of it.
Have you seen The Lion King?
Yes, well, of course, The Lion King. Does that count?
You've basically seen Hamlet. It's fine.
I think so.
Okay, so I've watched The Lion King.
Romeo and Juliet, right? So
I watched The Lion King, and that's it. But I'm pretty sure.
I do like the idea of us doing a Hamlet episode, and Lottie's only seen The Lion King. I think that would be extremely funny.
There's a. I'm pretty sure National Theatre have got one on Amazon Prime.
There's a David Tennant.
So I kind of want to watch that.
Also, I'd like to retract my statement that we did one each season. I think we planned to do one last season and then didn't get around to it because everything will fire at once.
What is the concept of time?
But I would like to do a Hamlet because I also don't know it very well at all.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, if we're going to do Hamlet,
what's going on, and there's so many good adaptations.
If we're going to do Hamlet, I would like to respectfully put forward The Raven Tower by Anne Leckie because that is a novel that is. In my defence, nobody told me it was supposed to be Hamlet, and I didn't know any Hamlet. So the fact that I completely missed that it was supposed to be Hamlet until the final chapter is not. It's not on me. Good. I can't help being thick as shit, okay? I'm very sleepy.
Leckie is the person who's done the ancillary series as well,
yes, right? Yes. And this is a fantasy retelling with it's got good god mechanics. Mm-hmm. It's got good god belief mechanics, which I think will I would really like to hear what you guys think of it in comparison to Small Gods.
I was going to say God and deity and all of that mechanics.
Yeah. It has one of my favourite god characters of all time, possibly even beating out Om. Strength and Patience of the Hills is... Yeah. I'm not sure if me making a chef's kiss noise has actually registered on my microphone, but that's what happened, dear listeners.
Let's add that one.
I can definitely see on the waveform every time I put my teacup down, but
it's fine.
I've been sniffling and I've been coughing and I have been I'm so sorry, Ro, who is going to have to edit this. I'm a horrible gremlin and I'm sure it's showing up in my waveforms.
What else? Oh, we need a Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, Sherlock Holmes, my beloved. Yes. My honestly, maybe my first Blorbo.
The original Blorbo from your shows.
Jeremy Brett. Jeremy Brett Holmes is the Holmes to me.
Which book do you want to read? Because I don't think I have any preference. Because again, I haven't. I think I've watched more adaptations than having read the books of Sherlock.
See, I did this thing in undergrad where I think it was my first year where I had a collection of the short stories. And in order to bribe myself to do revision, it would be like, okay, if you get half an hour of revision done, you can read a single Sherlock Holmes short story. Mm-hmm. And this was very good bribery because they are quite bite-sized, but it does mean that they're sort of blended together with the history of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms in my brain a little bit.
Cocktail.
So I don't remember them in enough detail to give you a recommendation. We could do Hound of the Baskervilles. That's like a big famous one, right?
Is that a short story or that is novel?
That's a novel, I think. But it's spooky and it has a dog in it, which is antithetical to the cat, which might be fun.
This is true. And it will let us make fun of the ridiculous bit in the BBC Sherlock adaptation where he's like... bringing up and dismissing images like he's in the future. It's an awful...
Like, he's trying to be Hardison Leverage, and he simply cannot be Hardison Leverage.
He's not Hardison Leverage. He's not nearly good looking enough. He's not nearly cool enough. He's not nearly funny enough.
He's not nearly nice enough.
For the episode.
Although, am I going to have to rewatch the BBC?
No, don't do that to yourself.
Well, the thing is, I'll feel mean about being badly informed. I want to be accurate in my raging dismissal of
we'll
its
watch
everything.
it together and get drunk.
I'll be down with that.
Did Elementary do Hound of the Baskervilles? I feel like they did something clever and modern
They did something with the Hound. There was an episode that were like there was a technology or a group, like a think tank that was it was something like that. I don't know.
I remember there being a posh Baskerville guy. There was a Baskerville person who. It doesn't. Was it in this? Doesn't matter. We'll come back to it when we do it for the episode. So, Hound of the Baskervilles. That's now on the docket.
Oh, I was thinking when we were talking about the original Bolorbo, can I put forward Alana the Lioness, the first Tamora Pierce?
Ooh. I have read that, so I think that'd be quite good because it's also a short one, which is a win.
It's like
because
so influential to me. Like, they're very short. I mean, this was I think I mentioned it in another episode, but like. All of her early works are in quartets because the publishers didn't think that they could get away with publishing kids' books or, young adult fiction about young women beating people up in the full size. So it's basically one novel that's been chopped down into 4 to... But yes, it does mean they're quite bite-sized. But yeah, girl and her twin brother switch places and their idiot father is like, hey, I want one of you to go be a nun and one of you be a knight, except the girl wants to be a knight and the guy wants to learn magic. So they switch places. And yeah, it's a very like high fantasy medieval setting.
I suspect there will be fun gender.
It's
people will experience gender.
Full of tasty gender things. And also like Kings of Thieves, magic talking cats. Oh, I forgot about the magic talking cat.
Oh, we have to do it.
We have to do it, yeah.
Absolutely. If there's a cat in it, then it's like definitely on the list. Like, absolutely
basically
done.
I tell you what I got as a sort of Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's gift from my mother-in-law, among other things, but was a book of cats in literature, like literary cats.
Exciting.
Because she, hi, mother-in-law, listening to this podcast. I'm very excited to read it. I haven't got around to it yet. But so that will, I'm sure, be a rich source of future reading for us.
I know on the long list, the medium list, we've got one of the Jeeves and Wooster books.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. I think that'll play well with Nicholas Sayer and The Creature in the Case. I
was just about to say that actually. Like it's that particular British sort of
1920s
Britishness, yeah.
It's like class British.
The kind of people who say what,
Yeah, and
quite.
If you're a child of the early internet, remember Ask Jeeves.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness! Yes.
Just to date us,
by Yahoo. Before Google, there was all the web and Ask Jeeves.
And now I'm just sitting here like Ask Jeeves is like. I have started one of the Jeeves and Woosters, and I'm like, Ask Jeeves has so much more swag. Like, it is so much more stylish, much better. I would much rather ask a fancy butler who mysteriously knows everything.
It's probably still trademarked, though, right? We can't bring it back.
I think is this still a thing?
I'm Googling it right now.
Go.
wow.
Hacker voice. I'm in, I'm on the
There's
internet.
a parallel universe where Ask Jeeves won.
UK.ask.com comes up when you Google for Ask Jeeves, but it is not Ask Jeeves.
It's not Ask Jeeves anymore. If you are one of the Gen Z listening to this and you're thinking there was a time before Google, yes, there was. It was about 2004, 2005. Google wasn't a thing. And you did Ask Jeeves in ICT. I very much remember that. Because everyone had their own favourite search engine, and if people had Ask Jeeves or All the Web, somebody was
Ask
like...
Jeeves is now ask.com, and it's been... You know, it's like gentrification that happens to tech companies where they make their logos slimmer and slicker and have less colours in them, and it's just...
Yeah.
So now the logo is this red oval that just says Ask in the middle.
That's very dull.
Rip Jeeves. F's in chat for Jeeves.
Do you know
Yeah,
what? I think that's the virtual assistant people really missed a trick not bringing that back. Can you imagine? Like, I would use Siri if Siri was called Jeeves and had like that posh Stephen Fry.
Do you know what I want? Instead of Stephen Fry,
Clippy.
I want Matt Berry.
I want the...
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
I want Matt Berry to voice a home assistant. You don't even have to get him. There's a guy on Twitter who does incredible impressions of Matt Berry.
There's probably like an add-on. There's probably an add-on. If somebody listening to this goes, I know how to do this and make this happen,
get in touch. We have a business proposition for you.
We have a contact page. Just tell us how do we go about doing this? Because if I have to hear someone butcher like local town names like Worcester again or Worcestershire.
Listen, to be fair, English place names are the most nonsensically pronounced words in any language that I've ever encountered.
It's Loughborough. Good luck to you. Like, you know.
I was in Loughborough today. Well, I passed through it on the train.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Completely unrelated. I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube video by the Map Men. They did one where it explains it. So if you're like listening to this and you're thinking, how the hell do you spell anything? Go and watch that. Anyway, completely off track.
Let's do a Jeeves. Let's do a Jeeves.
Yeah, add a Jeeves. Another one from our medium list. How's moving?
Every time you say medium list, my brain is picturing like a list of like spiritualists, like people that we're going to contact to do a séance. Anyway, sorry, that's irrelevant. Yes, Howl's Moving Castle. I would be super down with that. Apart from anything else, I know you guys have seen the film.
Yes.
And I really want you guys to experience the utter joy that is what's behind the black door in the book versus what's behind the black door in the book, because it's so funny.
I think listening to the audiobook, I was like, oh, why has this guy got this accent? And then when it was behind what was behind the door, I was like, oh, this is brilliant. I love it. It's amazing. So yeah, can we please add that, because it's a fun
definitely.
time.
It's so funny.
And it's an excuse to rewatch the film also.
Yes.
What else?
We haven't got a medieval one. Should we have a medieval one?
Can we add one, please? And then
I was gonna suggest the Four Branches of the Mabinogion, but then I would have to read them again, and I don't want to.
Fair enough.
Like, some of them are very funny. I think we could have a good time with it, because there are just like, I don't know, mysterious vanishing women on horses, and they put some mice on trial at one point.
Delightful. I think Gothmog would enjoy that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like burying severed heads under hills to protect the islands of Britain from invasion and that sort of thing, which I think could be fun. But
it would have been a bit more useful if they'd stopped us invading other people.
But we could. Thinking of things that have adaptations that we could. Sir Gawain and the Green Knight.
Yes, that came out. Again, in the distressingly long ago time that still feels like it was very recent. But yes,
very non-serious question. Is Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, is that to do with Knights of the Round Table?
Yes.
Does that mean we can watch The Holy Grail as an adaptation of it?
I thought you were going to say Merlin, and I was like, don't do this to yourself, babe.
Merlin,
I'm actually banned from rewatching Merlin. I banned myself, because every time I did, I came up with another like 5 series long angsty fanfic AU that I desperately had to write, and now I'm like, I can't go there.
No.
So just for my sanity.
You can't do this to yourself anymore.
We can watch The Holy Grail again.
I tell you what, I am disappointed that Merlin never did an adaptation of the Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, because the absolute most high god himbo of all himbos that is Gawain from BBC Merlin in the plot of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, exquisite.
Very, very funny.
And if you haven't watched BBC Merlin, you should go watch it on Netflix. Just a side note. If you're listening to this.
It's full of very pretty people.
And it's great.
And some of the stupidest shit you ever saw filmed.
It's absolutely the most... It was a good time. It's how we all befriended each other back at uni.
Are you aware that your wife is a troll?
Domino's Pizza and Merlin.
We used to play a game where you could tell who was going to be evil that episode by the height of, by how prominent the cleavage was. That was a whole thing. Like,
what I also loved,
you could tell if Gwen was going to be evil that episode because the corsetry would tell you exactly how evil any given woman was bound to be.
What I also loved was when you were learning Old English and all the spells were in Old English, and it was like in the thing that's really dramatic, and you were like, that just means move rock. Like, it doesn't mean anything. That was a good time.
Incredible.
My Old English professor was asked to consult on the BBC Merlin spells, and as far as I'm aware, he went no and then ran away. So that might explain why they suck.
So Grain of the Green Knight, absolutely.
Yes.
That's an interesting movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
Weird as hell. But
it
Dev
is
Patel's
extremely weird, yeah. And yes, it was good. It's good to watch Dev Patel get his beautiful face tenderly embraced.
Correct.
Yeah, it's good. It's a fun time. Also, Random Giants. I do like a random giant.
That's always fun.
I watched, what was it? It was the Arthur film that had the guy from Pacific Rim in it. What is his name?
Oh, yes, Arthur, and it's like something like The Legend of the Sword or something, and it's Charlie Hunnam
Hunnam.
And Jude Law is the villain.
And that was actually kind of fun.
It's really good.
And it had Jude Law as
Vortigern.
The bad guy. Yes, Vortigern. And it opens with like giant war elephants. Oh, Eric Barner's in it as well. Yeah, that was a fun one.
And it's a f***ing classic, like, Guy Ritchie. Like, the dialogue is so sharp. The cinematography is really fun. Like,
yes, that's a fun movie. I could rewatch that movie.
There's
a very tenuous link to Gawain and the Green Knight there.
I don't think Gawain's in it, unfortunately. But yeah,
that's why I watched it. Is because it's Guy Ritchie. That's I'm remembering now.
We could at somewhat, maybe not season 3, but we could, once we've like absorbed enough Arthuriana from the general we could do an Arthurian episode.
Yes, please. Also,
that would mostly just be us yelling about Merlin, but we could do some. Oh, we could do some for next season's medieval. We could do Keelich and Olwen or one of the really old Welsh Arthur stories.
Is that the Angry Welsh Monk guy, or am I just
Oh no, Angry Welsh Monk, that's Gildas, who is he doesn't actually mention Arthur.
I just assume he wrote anything in like Anglo-Saxon-esque Wales, which I know is a phrase that probably doesn't even make any sense, but like I just assume
medieval.
It's like
medieval is the word you're looking for. It's the Angry Welsh Monk that Em did their dissertation on.
That's the only thing I know about history. Like, I did a STEM thing.
He does come up in like Arthurian studies because he mentions a battle that everybody later claims Arthur won, and Gildas is like, nah, that's my boy Ambrosius Aurelianus. Who the f*** is this Arthur dude? But anyway, that's irrelevant. We're not talking about that. But yes, we could do some like old school Arthurian. Yeah. That would be fun.
Another one on our medium list is Gideon the Ninth, which I haven't read before.
Oh,
the whole Lock Tube series is like so many people I know and whose opinions I trust very much love it, and I've just been putting it off because I feel like it's going to eat my brain.
Yeah,
it's like the thing is, it's really easy reading because it's so f***ing funny. You just go through it like that. But one of the things I will say, it is a country house murder mystery in space with necromancers.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm sold.
Yeah,
add that to the list. Add it to
Which
the list.
I feel like, vibes with our whole, like, our love for Garth Nix and our love for crime. It's very be gay, solve crime. Although some of the gays are doing crime. Actually, there's just a lot of gay and a lot of crime. It's great. I love it.
It sounds like it's going to get a high cat rating, is what I'm hearing.
Exactly. Two other things we have to decide is one, mini episodes. I know we're going to plan to do a couple of those, which books we want to do. And then secondly, our bonus episodes, what we want to do for those. So shall we do mini episodes first? Mini episodes. What should we read?
Mini episodes.
Discuss.
What's some stuff we did maybe in season 1 that we've got new bits to do that we liked the most?
I feel like Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girl Boss versus Small Gods could be extremely funny.
Yeah.
Just got a feeling.
We're going to be careful or else we're going to start doing the mini episode like right now. We need to not do that.
I mean, you know what? We did 2 whole episodes of Temeraire. I don't think that's enough Temeraire, personally.
No, we need more.
I don't think
We need more.
Is that still the only one that we've ever given a 10 to?
I think so.
I feel
Or
like
was there something
no.
else?
We had something else that had like a dragon in
Did we
it.
do it for The Hobbit?
Yeah, The Hobbit might have. Because
Yeah,
it had a lot
might
of
have.
crime and a lot of
Yeah.
dragon and... Oh, no, did Lyriel because Mogget.
Yes, because Mogget was a very good description of a cat.
Yes.
That was it.
Yeah.
But we're already doing more Old Kingdom stuff if we're doing
Yeah.
The Creature in the Case.
Yeah, that I will say that is the only thing that is wrong with Nicholas Sayer and The Creature in the Case, to my mind, is there is no Mogget.
Oh,
That's fine.
heartbreaking.
I know.
We can get to the cat rating. We have our own rating and a cat rating. Remember. Also, can I propose the Final Empire, because we have added more bits, and I think that would be a fun one to do more
That
bits
is
with.
true. Yes.
Would Kelsia be into NFTs? Asking the real questions.
And we don't have Brandon Sanderson elsewhere on the list yet.
No, we don't. Which we can do more, I think, in our series 4 when we start planning that. It's fine. We'll just keep going for this until we're like 45.
We're putting a pin in like Temeraire and more Artemis Fowl for season 4.
Exactly.
I think.
For sure.
Plan ahead. Why not? And then bonus episodes.
I've been wanting to do a horror one for ages.
Yes.
And I would still really love to do it. I know that probably whatever I pick might not be up everybody else's alley, but we've got friends of the pod we could call in.
We can do Friends of the Pod.
Yeah.
But I would just need to decide what we should read.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe like Uzumaki by Junji Ito, which is a manga. But it is available online, and I could use an excuse to like get that in hard copy, to be honest, because I absolutely love it. Like it's perfectly shaped for my horrible brain.
Yeah.
To like horrify me.
Yeah.
So,
I would like to do, well, I think when we originally were like scoping our third series, I thought Wheel of Time series 2 would be out by now, but it's not. So I think doing one
I can't believe we're not the ones who are behind.
I know. Well, it's
Yeah.
because they've got a massive backlog of like the special effects because of COVID, so it's just been in special effects space.
They should just release it without the special effects. I think that would be really funny. Just a lot of green screen.
Yeah, I'd like to do one on Stormlight Archive, and we can get friends of the pod, Liv and AJ, back for that. And also, I think we need to do a Q&A. I think I enjoyed our Q&A from Series 1. I think we need to do another one.
And it's always a fun excuse to get Ro back on there.
Yes,
This is true, yes.
It is. Also, like, if you're listening to this, you're thinking, wait, can I put a question? Yes, you can. You can
Yes,
send
ask
your
us questions. Do it.
on the website.
We also have a lot of socials.
Yes, and all our socials as well. So I think, shall we recap all the books we've got on our list?
If you can remember them, more power to you.
I've made a
We've
list.
said things, we agreed things.
so-
I did not write it down.
We've got a Jeeves and Worcester book, Hal's Moving Castle, a bonus episode on Cosmere, probably going to be Stormlight Archive, Death on the Nile, Guards, a mini episode on Small Gods, Hamlet and the Raven Tower, and another mini episode on Temeraire, a bonus episode for the horror, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, Alana the First Adventure, a mini episode on the Final Empire, The Creature in the Case, Emma, Gideon the Ninth, The Hound of the Baskervilles, and a Q&A.
I'm sorry, Emma versus Gideon the Ninth is going to be so f***ing funny.
It
like
is
that is
gonna be.
those two back to back is going to be an experience.
I think we need to put like an asterisk here, is that this is our plan for Series 3.
And, you know, man makes plans and God laughs, so...
Yeah.
You know, we record these episodes in advance due to life and other things and getting us all three at the same time to be free. So...
And, you know, Eli has a new job, Lottie has a new house, I have a headache. It means
it's all
that
going on.
things
It's all
go...
going on. So take that list with a pinch of salt. But that's
I
the
have
plan.
a new job which is going to make me more busy but less miserable, hopefully, so that's good.
That's a win.
Yay.
That's a win.
That's
So,
what
yeah.
we like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you will be able to find when the episodes go live. They're going to be all on the website with links. And you can also find on the website, we've added a page now for newbies. So if you're new listening to this and you're thinking, oh, where do I start? We've picked out some episodes that we think you might like to listen to get into our vibes and how our podcast works. We've also got a list of every single episode with all the links to all the platforms. So you can find that easily, which is lovely.
Yeah, we're on all your podcast platforms. We're on YouTube. We're on Tumblr.
We're on all of them.
Technically, we're on Twitter, but who is really on Twitter
this is the thing.
anymore
I made
these
a list
days?
of like the socials we're on because I feel we do a little bit different things on different ones. So on Tumblr,
Tumblr is the coolest one because it's where puts together the list of all the stuff we've referenced in each episode.
I channel my secret inner academic into making reference posts.
Yeah. But here's the thing, we might be incomprehensible to somebody who's not into like internet culture.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, if you need to know what the level 3 meme is, the breakdown on Tumblr will explain it to you in full with links and everything. It's awesome. So if you've got a Tumblr, go follow us there. I say we have Twitter. What I've written here is the Tweety bird might be bereft of life and pushing up the daisies because God knows what's happening with Twitter. At the time of recording, it's not dead, but who knows? So
there has been significant degradation in the service. Like
it's sitting up in the barrow being like...
The presence is there, but we don't really use it.
As a techie, I'm going like, I can foresee the ways that this is going to fall over. But the thing is, I think that the debt, I think that it's going to be like debt that catches up to it first, and like lawsuits.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like King Charles might, make the lawsuit stick and then bring back beheading.
Yeah,
you never know.
The time of recording is that Is it King Charles or is it the Crown? Because those are two separate entities.
No, it's the Crown Estate. Twitter owns money to the Crown Estate because they were renting an office that's owned by the Crown Estate, and the landlord is the king. So that's fun. So yeah, Twitter not really existent. We are on Goodreads, where we'll post links to each episode for each book we read. So if you think, I use Goodreads, and you want to check us on there, you can. We also have a Facebook page now, which is wonderful. And on the Facebook page, we link all of the episodes to our blogs. So you can follow the blog post by subscribing with your email directly through our website. Or if you just don't want to give your email away, which is, to be fair, valid, follow our Facebook page because it will all be posted there, so you can see all of that. And it also cross-posts a lot of the stuff from Instagram. So we have a Bookstagram. I'm currently in the meme reel phase because that's fun. And we'll put information on all of our episodes and reels on there. And finally, we are also on YouTube. As Em mentioned, we've got all of our episodes up there. So if you want to listen to it in the background and you don't have a podcast player, for whatever reason you listen to it on YouTube, you can listen to all the episodes there. There's no video or anything. It's just like a background where you can just put behind and listen to the episode. So yeah, if you're on those various platforms, consider giving us a follow. Yeah. We'd love you.
I've really got to get back on the horse of sending you, Lottie, pictures of the cat to put on, for example, Instagram.
Yeah, I will. I need to put
because we all know that is the secret to success.
She sat on my book the other day. I was trying to reread Whispers Underground because I was having a bad time, and sometimes Rivers of London is the only thing that will fix you.
You sent the photo to me.
Yes.
I think you put it in the chat we're both in.
But yes, she was just like, what if I wrap my tail around this book?
Accept all photos to put on Instagram and the Facebook. But yeah, follow us on there. It's a good time. And yeah, so if you are looking forward to Series 3 as much as we are, because we're very excited, tell us by emailing us at teachingmycattoread@gmail.com. I like that segue. That was a good segue. Honestly, if you're listening to this and you are a long-time listener and you think, I'll send them an email, will they read it? We will. It might take us a little time to respond because life, but honestly, if you think, sending us an email, DM, whatever, we will read it. We share it on our little group chat. It does make our day. And we love you for it. So lots of virtual hugs for that. Remember to subscribe on your podcast platform so you never miss an episode. And yeah, say hello, send us a message, and recommend us some books to read. Big virtual hugs, and we will see you next time for the first full review of Series 3. Bye!
Bye!